Hello fellow travelers, here we are at Seattle's King Street Station where we're about to board the Coast Starlight for San Jose. You know what they say, do you know the way to San Jose? Anyway, we're gonna hop on the train and go down there, so come with us. Before we board the train, let's go inside Seattle's King Street Station and take a look around. A few years ago they remodeled it back to its original appearance and it turned out fantastic. The conductor's called all aboard, so we're going to the platform where we're going to board the train. Okay, we're on the train, and I want to show you our room. So we'll come in here, and you can see we've got a sofa, so that's nice. We'll come this way. There's another chair. Beautiful window. There's a mirror. That wall actually moves if we want to make it a sliding glass. If we want to make it a bigger room, we can take that wall out. The bathroom's there. I've got a small closet here. And right here's our sink and our mirror. Let's take a peek at the bathroom. And here's our bathroom. So this is actually a combination bathroom and shower. So you can see if I want to go to the bathroom, I can. Put the lid down, and if I want to take a shower in this room, I've got my shower stuff right there, so this is kind of a interesting use of space. So that is a tour of our room aboard the Coast Starlight. Our train departed Seattle right on time at 9:45 a.m. As we depart the Seattle area, let's just look out the window and enjoy the scenery of Western Washington. Alright, we are on the Amtrak Coast Starlight heading to San Jose. So we're in room A of the 831 car. So room A is a little weird because you've got this kind of cubby hole, where most rooms don't have the cubby hole, but that's okay. We're enjoying the bigger room, much bigger than a roomette, so that's great, and we're able to get up and move around. So we like that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and look out the window, and then we're gonna get up and explore the train, probably when we get to Tacoma or somewhere, and go to the Sightseer Lounge Car, and then have lunch, and we'll see where we're at from there. So this is gonna be a great trip. Okay, let's do a walkthrough of our train. So we're in our sleeping car, in the section where the bedrooms are, and we're heading toward the dining car. So right around this corner is the door. And now we're passing through the dining car. Notice the fresh flowers at each table and the white linen tablecloths. During coronavirus, Amtrak gave airplane food, but since that's winding down, they've gone back to normal dining in the dining car, and it feels great to be back. This is the business class car on the Coast Starlight. Notice that the seats are leather. We've taken the business class between Seattle and Portland several times, and we really enjoy it as you get several perks that you don't get in regular coach. And the seats are really comfortable. And this leads us into the Sightseer Lounge Car. Notice the floor-to-ceiling windows. It's a great place to watch the country go by. Alright, so we're going to check out the lounge car for a while, and we'll have lunch.
This is John, the dining car. Just a couple of minutes, I'm going to be coming through both sleepers, taking reservations for lunch today. If you could do me a favor, have your curtains and doors open if you'd like a reservation here in the dining car. Do have limited time slots as well as tables available for each seating, as we are trying to space you guys out as much as possible. If you are a party of one, I may ask that you share your table with another party of one. It would greatly help us out. It'd be much appreciated. So again, just a few minutes, I'll be coming through both sleepers. If you'd like a reservation, have your curtains and doors open. Thank you.
All right, we're back in our room. So we went down to the lounge car and it was packed full of people. So we decided, you know what, we don't want to sit facing backwards the whole time because those were the only seats available. So we came back to the room. Anyway, back in the old days, they used to have a lounge car called the Pacific Parlor car that was just for first class. I wish they put that back on. Amtrak, are you listening? While we were up exploring the train, we stopped in several stations. So our first station was Tacoma, Washington at 10:37 a.m. Then we stopped in Olympia, Lacey at 11:27. And now we're pulling into Centralia, Washington at 11:51 a.m. We're right on time. It's time for our first meal in the dining car. Notice the fresh flowers at the tables and the linens. It's great to be in the dining car. So for lunch, I had the Angus cheeseburger, and boy was it good. All right, we're going back to our room, and that lunch was really good. Amtrak is up their game with the food, it looks like. Even had fresh flowers at our table. First class all the way. And you know what they say, dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer. It's a little bumpy right now. Looking out the window of our train, we can see the cars on I-5. Notice that we're going just a little bit faster than they are. It's kind of fun to go fast to beat cars on the highway. Our train is staying on time. After lunch, we stopped in Kelso Longview at 12:35. Then we stopped in Vancouver, Washington at 1:18 p.m. And we're currently due into Portland at 2 p.m. The route of the Coast Starlight is often called one of America's most beautiful train journeys, and I have to agree. From Seattle, the train follows the Puget Sound, then you go through the forests and the mountains, you cross the Columbia River into Portland. From Portland, you follow the Willamette Valley and the Willamette River down to Eugene. Then the train climbs through the mountains in southern Oregon and northern California. You follow the bay around San Francisco Bay. Then you go through the agricultural areas of California. And eventually you end up on the beaches of Southern California. It's really, truly one of America's most beautiful trains. Alright, our train has arrived here in Portland, Oregon. So now we're going to go inside and explore the station. We'll be here just a short little while. I always think Portland has a really pretty train station. Let's go out front and take a look at it. The outside of the Portland station is always pretty. And here in front of the station, they also have the Rose Garden. And that's also pretty as well. So let's just take a quick look at the roses and then we'll get back on the train because we don't want to miss it. They have phone booths, but no phones. I always like these neon signs. Anyway, let's go get back on the train so we don't get left here in Portland and see what's going on back on our Coast Starlight. Just like clockwork, our train departed Portland's Union Station right on time at 2:25 p.m. After we left Portland, we went to the Sightseer Lounge Car, and we were able to get good seats in there as there weren't as many people. The Sightseer Lounge Car is always a favorite as you've got the floor-to-ceiling windows, and it's just nice to sit there and look out the window and watch the world go by. After the train departs Portland Union Station, you cross the steel bridge, and the steel bridge crosses the Willamette River. The steel bridge is unusual as it's 2 levels, so one level is for trains and the other level is for cars. There's also a pedestrian bridge attached to the bridge, so it's a neat way to cross the river and get a good view. Not long after departing Portland Union Station, the train will come upon this complex of old abandoned buildings along the Willamette River. Nestled in here is the one American landmark that you've probably never heard of, but you should have. It's Willamette Falls. Willamette Falls is the largest waterfall in the northwestern United States. It's got the classic horseshoe shape of a waterfall. It's 1,500 feet wide and 40 feet tall. Because of all the old abandoned buildings around Willamette Falls, they're really hard to see. Very few people actually know about them, which is amazing. So the good news is the Grand Ronde Tribe of Oregon has bought a lot of the abandoned buildings, and they plan to clean it up and make it into a scenic area once again. So we can all look forward to going past Willamette Falls in the future and seeing a beautiful waterfall instead of a bunch of abandoned buildings. Let's wish the Grand Ronde Tribe well as they restore the Willamette Falls. It'll be beautiful. And I just called dinner reservations, so we are off to the dining car. Let's see what's good tonight for dinner. Sounds good. Dinner in the diner was great. I had the chicken breast and carrot cake for dessert. I forgot to do a closing in the dining room. That dinner was really good, and I am stuffed. We've eaten way too much on this train trip. But you know what? Now we're gonna hang out of the room and see what's going on. And eventually we're gonna go to bed. As our train crosses Oregon, we've been able to maintain our schedule, so we're right on time. We stopped in Salem at 3:37 p.m. Then we stopped in Albany, Oregon at 4:10 p.m. and Eugene at 5:10 p.m. We like an on-time train. After we leave Eugene, it's a 3-hour ride up the mountains of southern Oregon to Chemult. This is a very scenic area, but if you're going southbound on the Coast Starlight, you won't see it because it's dark. But if you're going northbound, you will see it as it's in your morning. So it's a pretty area if you're heading north.
On the dining car. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, the dining car will open at 6:30. No reservations for breakfast.
After the 3-hour journey from Eugene to Chemult, we arrived right on time at 8 p.m. At 10:10 p.m., our train is due into Willamette Falls, So this will be the last stop for the Coast Starlight in the state of Oregon. Overnight, our train will cross through the mountain passes of southern Oregon and northern California. We'll sleep through most of that. All right, we're just cruising along on the train here, looking out the window of southern Oregon.
Very good evening, Masters. This is John in the dining car. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, the dining car will open at 6:30. No reservations for breakfast. It is first come, first serve.
Our room's all made up for bed. Amtrak's got new pillows, new linens, and new blankets. It's all really nice. But I gotta tell you, room A, it's a little cramped with its awkward shape. While everyone was sleeping, our train made several stops during the night. At 12:35 a.m., we stopped in Dunsmuir, California, which is also Mount Shasta area. At 2:21 a.m., we stopped in Redding, California. At 3:50 a.m., we stopped in Chico, California. And at 6:35 a.m., we stopped in Sacramento, California, the capital of the state. The train arrives in Davis, California at 6:50 a.m., and that's about the time that most people start waking up on the train. So it's a great day to wake up on the Coast Starlight in beautiful California. Good morning. I felt like I slept pretty good on the train. The new pillows, new linens, and new blankets all were great. It was like a first-class hotel. As I said, we slept pretty well on the train, but I do have to say that bedroom A is awkward because when you put the bed down and pull the ladder down, there's no room to move around. So if you need to get up and go to the bathroom in the night, you have to like scoot down to the end of your bed and then squeeze through the little doorway. So there's not much room in room A. Next time we request a room change, I think. All right, good morning, and now we're heading to breakfast. So let's see what they've got that's good. Hopefully a lot. There's something special about breakfast on the train. For breakfast, I had the railroad omelet, and it was delicious. As usual, breakfast in the diner was really good. Let's go see what our room looks like now. And here we are back in our room and everything looks back to normal. The top bunk, that was an adventure. But you know what? We're all good now. Let's just look out the window. Okay, I gotta show you our room after we cleaned it up. Kind of more messy than it was before. As our train continues its journey, we arrived in Martinez at 7:34 a.m. and then we stopped in Emeryville at 8:10 a.m. Emeryville is the San Francisco stop. So you can get off and take a bus that'll take you across the bridge to downtown San Francisco. Emeryville is also a connection point for other Amtrak trains. So if you're going to catch the California Zephyr and go to Denver, this is where you do it. After Emeryville, we stopped in Oakland at 8:35 a.m. Starting in Martinez, the Coast Starlight follows the outline of the San Francisco Bay. So when you stop in Emeryville and Oakland, you'll see San Francisco Bay off in the distance. It's a beautiful part of the journey. Riding along the San Francisco Bay is always a pretty experience. Let's just look out the window for a moment and enjoy the views. Our train is scheduled to arrive in San Jose at 9:55 a.m. From San Jose, the train will continue on through the agricultural areas of California, and then it'll cross over to the beaches of Southern California, bringing you into the Los Angeles Union Station around 9 p.m. I wish we were going that far on this trip, but next time. As our train nears San Jose, let's do a review of our trip. So if we were giving this trip a letter grade of A through F, I'd have to say that this trip deserved an A. The Coast Starlight is a beautiful train trip across the west coast of America. Highly recommended. Our room attendant was great. She was very attentive and very professional. I'd have to rate her as an A too. And let's talk about our experience in the dining car. We had 3 meals in the dining car and all of them were top notch. I would rate the dining car with an A. The only complaint that we have about this trip was bedroom A. Bedroom A was nice, but when you put the bed down and pulled the ladder out, there was no room. So when the ladder was up, you either had to have the ladder at the head of the bed or at the foot of the bed, and you had to get up there and scoot. So there was no other place to put the ladder. And then when the ladder was down, it was kind of hard to get into the bathroom, so there was really no room to move around. So if we were giving bedroom A a rating, I'd say during the day, it's an A. At night when the beds are down, it's a C. But that's okay, we had a fun trip anyway. Alright, sadly it's that time, and we need to get off the train. And that's our trip aboard the Amtrak Coast Starlight. So I hope you had a fun time coming with us, and we'll see you in the next video, which hopefully is the return back up to Seattle. So thank you very much. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you later. So bye-bye.